Alright, so last episode we took over as Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid with the hopes of taking them back to former glory to that awful 24-25 season with them winning no trophies. We got into our first game of the season with Fede Valverde, scored a great goal there to make it 1-0. We picked up a fairly comfortable victory up against Mallorca here, as you'd expect, away from home with a 3-1 victory in the end, being the scoreline of a goal there late on to see us get ahead. But Trent scored an absolutely insane free kick in this game here to put us ahead against Vallecano, and you can see there by the ludicrousy of that free kick, insane there from Trent. But this game got out of hand very quickly for the team we were facing, so we picked up a very comfortable victory, as you'll see here, making it 3 and then making it 4 here in the second. A great goal there, passed it through, and then the goal there finished away by Gonzalo Garcia, who made his debut last episode and scored a bunch of great goals. You can see here getting a great assist into a great finish there by Endrick, who made it 5, And then up against our final opponents in Elche, it was a very, very close game up until the very end. And we brought on Endrick off the bench, and he scored a hat-trick in 45 minutes of football to win us this game, which was to get into today's episode and make some massive signings to improve this team. And to start today's episode off, we've got 306 million to spend on bringing in new transfers to the team. As you can see, we need a right wing, and we also need backup players for the wings, because Odegaard, Masson, Werner, Brahim Diaz, and also Endrick can't play in those positions, but we want out-and-out wingers to play those positions as backups, and also your first-team winger as well to replace where Rodrigo was in the team after we sold into Arsenal last episode for 140 million, which means now 306 million, like I mentioned, to spend on a new signing. Let's get into the transfer window, buy some players, and massively improve the Real Madrid team to make it one that can win not only one, but 2 Champions Leagues in this series. And signing from Arsenal for 125 million is Bukayo Saka, the Englishman, also being replaced by Rodrigo in their squad. Technically, in this series, we sold him to Arsenal, so you guys suggested that we do bring in Saka into this team to play on the right for us in the squad. And see, Bukayo Saka in real life is obviously kind of in a weird position at Arsenal, where they're kind of playing him down the left-hand side, where that's the rumour anyway. They're going to play him as a left wing in the team and play Madueke down the right. I'm not too sure how good that's going to be for them this season, but if they do try it and it works out, then fair enough. But Bukayo Saka joins us here to be an outside-out right winger for us in the squad, and should be a great player for us. Partner up with, obviously, Vinny Jr. and Vinny Jr. and Mbappe in the front line. And our next signing here will be back with Vinicius Jr. in the squad. In Jerome Pino, the young Spanish winger, obviously a great player for Villarreal, a good young talent, 21 years of age in the series, but even might be 22 now IRL. But the Spaniard here joins us in this team for 37 million from Manchester City, because they did sign him, but we brought him from there. Technically, he's from Villarreal, so we're going to bring him into the squad to be the backup to Vinicius Jr. So La Liga experience, a good young talent to possibly take over at some point, and Jerome Pino becomes our second signing of the season. And for 30 million here, Hugo Larsson is joining from Frankfurt, a 21-year-old Swedish midfielder is signing here for us to be a backup midfielder due to us lacking a little bit of depth in the midfield role of any Camavinga and Dani Ceballos being our midfield options if we do lose either Camavinga or Fede Valverde to injury. And Hugo Larsson's been a player that's been linked to Real Madrid recently due to obviously Xabi Alonso being a big fan of him due to his time watching him play when he did play against Frankfurt in the Bundesliga. And well, Larsson here has a bunch of big clubs looking to sign him, but we're signing him here for Real Madrid to be a backup player for us in the squad. Alright, so after bringing Saka, Pino and Hugo Larsson into the squad, we have 97 million left to spend, and I think I might keep that money up until January, and we might spend it on a big signing then, because at the moment in time, I do feel like we've got a good enough squad to go into the season with right now, so I don't really want to sign a new player, because their bench right now, you can see, is looking pretty good, and we do have players that I don't want to get gained onto, like Odegaard, Brahim Diaz, and Masson, Werner, Garcia, etc. I feel like if we bring in one more player, mainly a right winger, it would be a player that would drop one of these off the bench, mainly Masson, Werner, who would then have to most likely go out on loan to get game time, which I don't really want to do. I want to give him game time in the teams. I do really like him, and he played well for his last episode, and we can obviously use Odegaard and Brahim Diaz down the wing if we need to, and also Endrick as well, who played there last episode and did well in that position. So we're going to get into our first game of the episode. We're going to sim a few in between though. And our first game of the episode we're going to play is against Atletico Madrid. So sim a few games, and hopefully the Real Madrid team can pick up some wins along the way, as we should do. And Don Saka's debut against Real Betis, he does get a goal here with Valverde getting the other goal to make it a 2-1 victory over Betis. I think we're going to play our next game against Real Sociedad, because they are currently doing well in the Liga. They're currently third in the table. Let's get into that game against against Sociedad, and hopefully get a big victory against them. And like I mentioned, our next game is against Real Sociedad, currently actually second in the table, 1 point behind us, I believe, or 2 points behind us. I'm not too sure what they are doing currently, but as you can see, Bellingham is suspended for this game. He picked up a red card apparently against Batista. I didn't notice. So Arda Güler is going to get a chance at coming this game over Brahim Diaz and Masson Tuono, because I feel like Arda Güler should be our first in cam if there is no Bellingham in his team. He'll be the guy that does play cam throughs. I say Brahim Diaz will come on if we need to, or Masson Tuono will come in as well. Let's get into this one now. And Pinho's now a left wing. We'll make his debut in this game against Sociedad here. Let's get into this one and hopefully get a big victory over second in the table. Sakos scored in this debut in that sim game. What can he do in a paid game? That's more important. It's Fede Valverde. Hits it from range, and that's time. He can't score. It's wide to the post. Trent looking to find Saka here, and Saka just wants to take it down. Saka. They cut in. Because Saka here with the opportunity to shoot. Saka hits it, and Saka scores to put us 1-0 up here against Real Sociedad. Trump with the assist. Saka does incredible there to get the shot away. Like, he did all the work himself there. Takes the ball down, beats one or two defenders to get into a shooting position, and classic Saka on his left bends it into the far corner and makes it 1-0 to us. And Saka's proven that after selling Rodrigo, he can be the player to take over that position and take us further than not further than Real Madrid have ever gone before, because when the Champions League and La Liga is not further than they've ever been before, but take us back to the glory days of Real Madrid, unlike they did do last season, where they didn't win a single trophy. This season we're looking to win everything and go back to the top, and not in the La Liga but the Champions League as well. It's Kubo, a player that we could buy out here to Traore. Ferland Mendy couldn't stop him. Bryce Mendes. Kubo, from Real Madrid and Barcelona talent, but there goes Militao, good defending. Shermani into Arda Güler, big opportunity for him in this game. Güler through into Kylian Mbappe. Can Mbappe make it two? Mbappe shoots, and Mbappe scores. And Arda Güler with the assist. As they're getting the start in this game due to Bellingham getting that red card against Real Betis. And Mbappe here scores. Obviously last episode didn't really the best of time, only scored one goal for us, but today he's clearly looking to show what he can do in this team by scoring here and making it 2-0 to us. A great finish there. Would have been most likely been a penalty for us if we didn't score, because the defender put in an last-ditch challenge there that fortunately for them didn't result in a red card. But Mbappe makes it 2-0. And here it goes, the Japanese international. That's great defending from Militao to stop him. It's done more to Kubo. Still going, ball inside there too. Boriki, who shoots, and Courtois makes a good save there. We'll try it again, why not? Trent Alexander-Arnold. Can he score another insane free kick? Trent. He actually almost did so as well there. Kubo again, he's been the best player all game. It's to be expected, and it's got a great defender from Eder Militao. But Kubo gets it back off us. And it's some ball there. Hugo Larsson, good challenge in there from him. Can he get the ball out as well? Brahim flicks it on. Endrick to Pinho. Jeremy Pinho now driving through the centre. The Spaniard. Can he get the shot away? He does, but Romero makes a good save. Trump with a switch. That's a great pass to Pinho. And Pinho can play a pass himself. Endrick can head it on to Saka, who's denied by Romero. That was great play though. Good defending there. And Trent into Brahim. Brahim into Endrick. To Saka. Saka. Can he make it free? Saka hits it. It's wide to the post with his right foot. That's going to be the end of the game. No, it's going to be a 2-0 victory against Sociedad. Again, that could have been 4 or 5 to us, but some good goalkeeping by Romero. And some missed chances. Caesar's going to get a 2-0 victory, but 3 points nonetheless. And a good victory against second in the table to go a few points clear of them. Let's get into our next game against Atletico Madrid. And that should be a big challenge. And Arda Güler, with the start in this game, got man of the match. That's a big sign for him. Obviously, Bellingham was suspended, and he outperformed everyone else in the team and deserves the man of the match award for his performance in this game. And against Stuttgart in the first game of the league phase, we get a 2-1 victory with our second team getting a win, with Brahim Diaz later on scoring a winner for us, and also Brahim getting another goal in this game to get a brace against Stuttgart to get us to 3 points against Stuttgart here. And there's another 2-0 victory here against Espanyol for us. So this time with Mbappe getting a brace for this one. This is get the 3 points, over Espanyol. And after goals from Brahim Diaz and also Brahim again with a brace in this game to see us get the victory over Alaves for our second team to get another 3 points for us in this episode. And it's time for our first Madrid derby of the season away from home at the Metropolitano against Atletico Madrid. So we're going to play our strongest 11 for this game, obviously, with Mendy playing left back for this one over Creas. So let's give us our best 11 for this one. Let's get into this game against Simeone's Atletico. We're currently 8th in the league, by the way. They've had a poor start to the season, so we should be able to possibly get a fairly comfortable victory over them in this game here. So I thought I'd just not risk it and put us in the orange and them in the blue for the high contrast. For the benefit of you guys watching at home. Here is Bellingham through into Saka early on. Saka left footed across goal. Oblak makes a great save though. Simeone. He was incredible for us now. Atletico Madrid series that we did a few months ago. Mendy as well to stop him. Mbappe tried to go for it. Mbappe does incredible. Mbappe shoots and Oblak makes a great save to Mbappe. Saka. Trying to just work something here. Saka. Back to him. Saka. Cross goal. And his weaker foot just strikes it wide to the post though. And that would have been a big opportunity for his Valverde. Wins the header. Bellingham. Power shot from Bellingham. And it's wide again. It'll be not awful for us. We've got Brahim, Masantuono and Odagula. But so he's a 91 rated player. We don't want to lose him. Go saved there by the former Atletico man in Courtois. You know, we're going to bring on Odagula. I'm not risking it. Bellingham off, Odagula on. Let's let our medical team do the job and hopefully having me completely fine as Courtois makes a save there. And that's gone through. Courtois makes a massive save. Can Courtois get to the second one? Yes, he does. And our goalkeeper savers. Odagula. Mbappe. Back here to Oda. Vinicius, Barrios. I was trying to just spin in that gap there and get a shot away, which would have happened if he wasn't there. Vinny, Mbappe, through to Bukayo Saka to make it 1-0. Saka does make it 1-0. We finally get the go-ahead goal in this game. Both teams could have scored a multitude of goals by now. But both goalkeepers have been incredible for the squads. Obviously, Courtois is making some massive saves in the second half already. And Oblak, in the first half, making some big saves for them. And Saka this time, though, finds the back of the net. And a Slovakian in Jan Oblak couldn't stop us this time round. And Saka makes it 1-0 here. Okay, watch this happened. If they score here, thank you, Trent. It's still not over yet. FC25 man. Alice Baenya. Great challenge here by Schumann. It's going to be a corner for them, though. This has been a good game against both teams, but we should win this one. Odagula looking to send Kylian Mbappe through. Mbappe one-on-one with Oblak. And it's 2-0. Never in doubt there was Mbappe. And he makes it 2-0 here to us to see it. There's a great pass there by, I believe, Odagula, who played it through to the Frenchman, who makes it 2-0 to us, sorry. Let's make a few changes here in a second. Bring on Gonzalo Garcia. It's a fantastic finish by Mbappe, rifling into the top-hand corner of the goal. Passion of Black Nose saving that for him. Julian Alvarez, but Trent said that's a bad pass there from the Argentinian. And Trent can sweep it up. Now Brahim Diaz has played through. Brahim, can he make it free and seal the game? He does so. And when Jan Oblak's asking what's happening to his defence, because it's twice Odagula has played a through ball through, and we finally go because of it. And if Jude Bellingham is injured, it would be a massive loss for us. But Odagula has proven in the past 2 games that he could take over if we need him to. With 2 assists in this game, obviously he did well in the last one as well. And Brahim gets the finish here to make it 3-0 to us. And this game could have been a draw, could have been a closer game if they took their chances. But unfortunately for them, they couldn't do so. And we took ours, eventually anyway. I mean, our leading 3-0 in this one. That's a good second half performance from us. Schumann, good interception. It could be 4. It could get worse. And Gonzalo Garcia, it's a great pass. Yomi Pina, can he make it 4? And Pina's denied by a great save by Oblak. Apparently it was a handball there, not too sure where, but they get a free kick, whipped in by Julian Alvarez. Headed away kind of by Mendy. Brahim does well to control that. And here's Jeremy Pino. Gonzalo Garcia, but he's going to have to go alone here. And Pinho is going all the way here, beats Axel Witsel. And Pinho makes it 4-0. I was hoping Gonzalo Garcia would have made the run there a little bit better, but obviously the timing of Pinho getting to the space of the pass didn't really work out for us by the time we got to the position. Gonzalo Garcia was offside. And Yoma Pinho makes it 4-0 here to us with a great goal himself. Just to put the final nail in the coffin. And the game that was close at one point. It looked like looked like a game that we could have lost or maybe drew. But in the end, the scoreline is 4-0. And Atletico Madrid fans watching this one in the home stadium are wondering what happened to their team in the second half, because they capitulated massively. And in the end, the quality of our side shone through. It's a big victory against the City rivals to go a few points clear top of the table of Sociedad and look further in control of the league title this season. And as you can see by the stats of the game, we completely dominated this one with 12 shots to their 6, 59 to 41% possession. And overall, Mbappe was the man of the match. Interesting. I thought Odegaard would have got it, to be fair, but he did play great. Hopefully Jude Bellingham is not injured. Let's have a look at the more see what the physiotherapist is about him, and hopefully he's not injured for our next big game, which will be Barcelona, which we're going to play next after simming a bunch of games in between. And our second team were held to a 2-2 draw here against Lille in the Champions League with Ferland Mendy and Hugo Lawson leading goals for us. And again, we did dominate, but we couldn't get a win in. Unfortunately for us, and by the way, Bellingham is not injured, thankfully for us. Is available for our next game, which will be against Barca in a few more sim games, maybe 3 or 4 in between. Let's get into those and see if we can bounce back from this draw against Lille here. And against Villarreal, we get a 1-0 victory with Mbappe getting the only goal of the game to see us beat them 1-0 hit and get the 3 points to go further clear at the top of the table. And our second team against Celta Vigo here get a 2-2 draw with David Alaba rescuing us later in this one to get a point against them here, and Odegaard also scoring. This is get a point against Celta Vigo away from home. And up against Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League, we get a 3-2 victory from Mbappe, Vinicius, and also Saka scoring. So all 3 of our front 3 get a goal in this one to see us get the 3 points against Frankfurt at home. And our next game here, and final game of today's episode, will be the first El Clasico of this series, up against a underperforming Barcelona team. They're currently 11 points behind us in the league, with 4 wins, 5 draws, and 1 loss to their name. As you can see, conceding 5 more goals and only scoring 10 less than us. So far, they're looking to get a big victory against us and climb back up the top of the table. As you can see, Villarreal and Betis are currently up there as well, as well as Sociedad, who are looking pretty good. Let's get into this one up against Barca and hopefully get a big victory up against Hansi Flick's Barca here. To send Mbappe through early. Mbappe hits it, left foot attempt to Stegen. Makes it save Jules Koundé against Vinicius. Vinny here putting the pressure on Jules Koundé, the Frenchman. Does well, let's get the ball out low. Pedri to Yamal. Lamine. And that's going to be no free kick against Barca. Interesting. Lewandowski back to Yamal. It's going to be great defending there from Ferland Mendy up against them. Ferland Mendy, good steal. Vinicius. And I knock it forward. Vinicius with the pace. And send it into Mbappe, but he caught Araujo. Just steps in there and Dani Olmo to Lewandowski. And Lewandowski here hits it. Oblak, why do I keep saying Oblak? Courtois, good save. For some reason, Oblak is just in my mind for some reason when I look at Courtois. How is that pass been intercepted by Rafinha? Rudy. Good defending. Vinicius into Bellingham. And Bellingham does well there. Bellingham. Vinicius, can he make that run? No, he can't. He should have done. No. You saw the vision there, but again didn't make it. Valverde steals it low. Valverde. Back post to Saka. Saka on the header. It's a great save there by Ter Stegen. Valverde. Got a pass into Yamal. Yamal. Looking dangerous here. Good interception there by Valverde, who can do well there. And it's going to be level at the break, it seems like, unless... No, I mean, ref, let it play on there. Oh, that's annoying. Vinicius, Mbappe. One touch at his feet. Trevella's shot saved by Ter Stegen. Rafinha in. Courtois comes out and collects. Substitutions will win this game. Olmo hits it. Courtois will save. And Ferland Mendy can keep that in play. Dani Olmo. Rafinha shoots Courtois. What a save. Endrick played through, great pass there. Hendrick, one-on-one. Can he win this? What was that? What was that shot? What was that shot? I knew the second he hit that, it wasn't going to go in. That was such a weird shot. What was that? What has the game just done? Lewandowski, good challenge there though. Pinot, Bellingham, Saka, Trent, on the overlap. Pinot, back stick, please be onside. Head it across, is offside anyway. So they're just keeping the ball here in the halfway line, but they're trying to get forward. One last opportunity here. Dani Olmo blocked by Tchouaméni. It's going to fall back to them now. Rafinha, and that's going to be the end of the game. It's going to be a 0-0 draw. Not sure the last time I actually played out a 0-0 draw was, but no goals in this game against Barca. Both teams should have scored multiple goals, but their keepers, the man of the match is for us, and Courtois was the man of the match for us with the 8.1 rating. Apparently, the Stegen did better for them. And it's a 0-0 draw, point apiece against Barca at home. I mean, we take it, but perhaps we should have done better in this game. I mean, Hendrick should have won it for us late on there, but you got screwed over by the animation that you got given by the game. And as you can see, to end the episode, I simmed all the way to January. I simmed 2 months of fixtures. You can see since the last game against Barca, we simmed all the way through here against, obviously, November and against the teams we faced in December, picking up wins all the way through. And I believe only one draw against Osasuna there, but in the 0-0 draw against them, which means in the league, we could also top of the table. Barca have done well to climb back into a good position. As you can see here, they're second in the table, 9 points behind us in a good position, but not that far behind, as you can see as well. We're looking fairly good at the top of the table though. But if we do slip up, then Barca and even Villarreal and Atletico Madrid can possibly win the title this season. In the Champions League, we're in a fairly good position. We're currently second with 16 points. As you can see, PSG are top with 18 points of current champions who are looking to the throne in the Champions League this season. But like I did mention at the start of the episode, we do now have 88 million. We did have a bunch more money, but I've spent some money on youth academy scouting and stuff like that. So we only have 88 million left to spend. In January, you can see here, we've lost about 11 million from youth academy scouting, it feels like. But if you guys feel like we should buy a player, I've earned that Gonzalo Garcia for the rest of the season, because I do feel like he wasn't getting the game time that I wanted him to in the series. So I thought, you know what, let's loan him out for the rest of the season, and he can come back next season higher rated and hopefully do well for us in the team. But so drop in the comments down below if you think we should spend the 88 million on the player, maybe an actual backup right wing, as right now we do play with Brahim Diaz or Arda Güler in that position. Obviously, Takefusa Kubo was a player you guys suggested we do actually sign down below for that position. So if you don't want to do so, let me know if we should bring in Kubo to the backup to Saka. That would mean Mastantuono probably drops down to the bench, and you just get game time in the second team, which is pretty good, but I do like using him in the first team as well. But he'll probably drop down to the bench, which means Kubo would sit there as a backup on the right wing. Or should we convert Hendrick to a right wing and use him as a backup right wing and then buy a backup striker to Mbappe, or bring Garcia back and actually use him as the outside backup striker to Mbappe? That's a good option we do have currently in the team. But right now we're looking pretty good in the season. Obviously, next episode will be a big one with some big Champions League games. Obviously, maybe a big signing or two if you guys do think we should do so. And obviously, drop it in the comments if you think we should buy anyone with the money we do have. And obviously, that's going to call it for this one. Drop a like and subscribe if you went on to enjoy the episode. As always, check out the other Chroma content I do post on the channel. We just did a Napoli series. If you want to check that out, feel free to do so. There should be a playlist on your screen right now showing you that one. But you can see by the stats of the players, you can read through these to any episode. As always, thank you for watching. Drop a like and subscribe. And goodbye.